Everybody, welcome back to the Hammerdown Festival YouTube channel. I'm sat here tonight with Until 9. How are we, guys?
All right,
Good, mate.
Nice to virtually meet you all. You're coming a fair old way down to Brighton, first of all, just to kick things off. Have you played Brighton or anyone on the South Coast before?
No.
No, it's a bit first for us heading that far south, so looking forward to it, mate.
Where's the furthest you've been? Have you done London or anything? Or
Probably Kent, I'd say.
you done Kent?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did Maidstone, Maidstone Festival. Yeah, I think that's furthest south we've been. Like, we've got a few gigs booked for next year, like that aren't announced yet. They're on South Coast,
Nice.
other
Nice.
side to Brighton, I think.
So is it Made of Stone 24 or the previous year?
What we on now? 20, we're 23. 20,
I can remember.
24.
This is
25,
24.
yeah.
so you were on last year, yeah? Just to,
Yeah.
There are questions, these.
I know. There's harder ones to come. So I was put onto you guys by some friends of mine, Stevie J from Rockhammer on Total Rock, and a fella called Boz Bailey who wears your hat everywhere.
Bosley.
Yeah. So that we were when I first heard about you guys, we were sat in a pub in a little town called Angmering, and we were all about 5 pints deep because those boys like a drink. And they said, look, if all the bands they'd told me that night, if there's one band you go away and check out, I need you to go and listen to Heart and Soul by Until 9. And I said, all right, I'll do that. And then immediately that was the timing when we were booking anyway, and that's when we got in touch because that song was just blew me away. And we'll come on to that in a minute. But how do you know those guys? Because they're right down here. Did you meet them at Made of Stone or?
Call it Wild, wasn't it?
I think first time we met Boswell, maybe we call it Wild. Yeah, up and down. We've seen him at a few festivals up and down countries here, Bloodstock, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and Stevie we saw at Made of Stone. We had a few beers with him at
Nice.
Made of Stone.
Yeah, they've just been backing us, you know what I mean, online and what have you. And they've been getting in touch. So at festival, we've had a bit of time for them at gigs and what have you. And we're just,
Nice.
generally palling with them.
So I want to chat about your sound because there's a lot of very, very diverse stuff going on with Until 9. Heart and Soul was the first song I heard. And actually, when I booked you, that was actually the only song by you guys I'd heard at all. I just loved that song so much that I thought, right, we'll get these guys on because this is sick. And
We'll have to play that, innit?
yeah, that better be in the set. Otherwise, I'm cutting the power. But since obviously I've delved far more into the back catalogue over the last year or so since we had that first conversation, and there's a lot of diversity in your sounds. Heart and Soul's heavy, the screams in there. I mean, those are my favourite sections in that song. But you listen to songs like Jab, and they're very. There's a lot of System of a Downs. It's particularly in the vocals in there. I want to chat about your influences and where you guys draw influence from.
Go on then, Paul.
Me? Influence, yeah. I don't know. I've grown up listening to new metal, basically. That's my sort of go-to. And I still listen to stuff that I listened to as I was a kid. I still put that on first thing that goes on in car now. So I think that's my general influence. Tom's.
Well,
Yeah.
classic. Like it started out like classic rock, so Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, Thin Lizzy, and then more I play guitar. Every it got with like Alter Bridge, Mark Tremonti, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tremonti's amazing. I love his stuff. I've got an Alter Bridge tattoo as well, so I love
Oh,
it.
nice.
Yeah, very
Cool, yeah. I tend to sway on heavier side of life. So your Lamb of Gods, etc., and Gideon and Kublai Khan.
Right,
it's-
okay. Well, that explains the diversity in the sound because I feel like there's a hell of a lot going on with you guys.
I've seen him do Frankie Goes to Hollywood on karaoke as well. Just so you know. So that he's not heavy, is he? You know what I mean?
Well-
Just because he's got a beard and looks like Triple H. I mean, he's that guy.
Well, if we do a Hammerdown club night somewhere after, you've got to pull that out, all right? That's what you've got to do.
I nail it, mate. I nail it every time.
So a lot of bands, regardless of their influences, will stick to a sound. How does your writing process go? Do you just get something and just run with it? Because there really is a diversity in the songs. I don't feel like any one song sounds like the next, which is a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think that the varied influences helps us in that way. But as far as writing, it stemmed from COVID, where everybody had to learn how to do stuff like this online.
Yeah.
So we pinged ideas to and forth during COVID, and then we've carried on that way, really. But every now and again, we'll jam in here in practice room, and we'll just throw ideas about, and then I guess online is the way it moves forward. So
Yeah.
we'll send demos to them forward and backwards, like.
Because in a way, you don't know you'll write something and you send it to, I said, Greeny or some Pudge, and you don't know what the song's going to sound like until the next person adds their bit. So it all goes up in quite an organic way.
Yeah. I mean, we've got more. I think we've got more songs in the bin that we've actually released. We've got tons of them,
hundreds of songs. We've got. It all comes down to whether he's getting any lyrics to it.
Yeah,
that's the last.
But that's a good thing, because it means only the quality stuff comes out, doesn't it? I suppose that's probably a good way to do it. So I want to chat about your live show and why that's so important for you guys, because I'm yet to see you, but every year I get a couple of bands that ask me, oh, can we do pyrotechnics, SFX, do some extra stuff? And so far this year, and there may be a couple of other bands that ask, you were the first bands the other day when you emailed me asking if you can have CO2 and the cold sparks and the other stuff. Unfortunately, our second stage, we've got quite a low ceiling, so we can't do that in there. But I wonder why. Do you guys tend to throw everything at the live shows? What's so important about live? Do you feel like that's where you pick up most of your fans from?
I don't know. I think it's a bit of money in kitting and it burns it all in their pockets, so they've got to buy some cannons or something. We never relied on it. It adds. But when you try a little bit, I think it was the first time I had Black Pyro or something, that it might have been like doing a festival where it wasn't our stuff, but it was just there and it was available.
Video.
Art and Soul video. The actual video for Art and Soul. Yeah. And it looks amazing. So we just thought, I'll just invest in those and.
It's just another aspect. It just adds something, doesn't it? It's,
if you've got visual to back up what we're doing on stage, then it just
I think
finesse.
Yeah, definitely. I think in this day and age, when it's so much easier than ever to do things like record at home and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it's almost a given that most bands that approach you as a festival are going to be half decent. And then it's about the extra that people bring live. And it doesn't have to be investment with things like that, but it's the energy, the pyrotechnics, the lighting plot, having the extra stuff, the little stage tricks that you guys do that adds to that. Is that something you're conscious of when you're performing live, is bringing something different to the table?
You just give it, every time you play, just give it your all. Just go in, feet first and go for it.
Yeah, it's... it's just another spectacle, and it's I don't know. I'm thinking of bands that you watch yourselves when they're airtime, we're not gigging, you go and watch them, and definitely the ones that put on a show, so to speak, comes across as it leaves a lasting a bit of an image in a memory, like, but as opposed to just three dudes rocking up, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you want to look professional at the end of the day, don't you? And and we definitely try.
Yeah, we've got enough stuff in here now to change you up on every gig as well, so it ain't got to be the same thing every gig. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's really good.
We'll assess the stage every time we get a performance and see what we can set on fire or
what you can fit on that stage.
Yeah, just see how much crap we can put on it. And
amazing.
Looks like you're on the moon. CO2 cannons and frigging fire everywhere.
Yeah, we've been watching Spinal Tap. We're just getting one of them.
The little anvil. You need the anvil that comes. So the latest single is Colours, right? Tell us a bit about the song, and then 2-part question: what else is coming up for the rest of the year? Is there plans for more new music?
I mean, Colours were another song that were thrown about between us all online for a bit until it come together. And I mean, lyrics wise, you'll have to answer that one.
Lyrics wise, it's about something that I can't fucking remember. What words again? But as far as writing wise goes and everything, like, we've got stuff in pipeline. We're booked into studio in July.
Nice.
It's probably for.
Hopefully not the same weekend as Hammerdown, yeah? You haven't double booked?
No.
All right, good.
Hammerdown's just warm up for studio. Joking.
Perfect warm-up.
So it's going to be like, probably, we're on about writing an album, like, so it's going to be multiple trips to studio throughout the year and probably early into next year, so.
Wicked. Sounds good. Okay, final question. We've been asking everybody, if you were to build your dream festival lineup that Until 9 was going to play on, a 7-band bill, you're one of those bands. I need you guys to give me 6 bands that you would love to perform with in your dream ideal world. Maybe you'll be diplomatic and you'll choose 2 each. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a scrap and,
we're fucking arguing here.
Oh,
6 bands.
6 bands.
6 bands. See, Lamb of God's always up there for me.
Okay.
And an early version of Slayer.
Lamb of God and Slayer. Oh, you've given me 2 already, Lamb of God and Slayer, so you're done.
Well, I'll say Tremonti and Mastodon.
Mastodon. Okay, nice. Any particular era? Because the main dude's just left, isn't he? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. But any really. I'm sure they play the greatest hits.
Probably System of a Down.
Yeah.
And I had American Egg Charge for me. It's controversial, but you know, I seen him once years ago, and it was the best thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Best game. It was at Ozfest before it became Download.
Yeah.
Like 2002, I think it was. They were just they put on a race show. I can't get it out of my head. So
amazing. Okay,
it sticks with me.
So that is your dream bill. So Until 9 performing with Lamb of God, Slayer, Tremonti, Mastodon, System of a Down, and American Head Charge. That is a pretty good lineup, I think.
Yeah.
Not bad. Gents, thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it.
No problem.
Guys at Hammerdown. And yeah, we'll see you in 5 weeks' time.
Cheers, Harry.
Thank you.
Cheers, Harry. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
See you later, mate.